Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is Erica from Highland Hickory Designs, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to read line by line instructions for a corner to corner rectangle. So the program I use to make my graphs is called Stitch Fiddle. You can find that at stitchfiddle.com. In the program you make your graph, and as long as your graph is correct the way you want it, when the computer generates the line-by-line instructions, they are always 100% accurate. The only way they could be wrong is if your graph is wrong. So it's very trustworthy. If you follow these correctly, you will get the exact same picture that you designed. So let's get started. Okay, so hopefully when you receive line-by-line instructions, they will have a key somewhere on the paper. And that key will have a series of letters and the corresponding color that goes with that letter or group of letters. Sometimes it will say color A, color B, color C, and that just indicates that you can choose whichever color you would like. I would recommend writing that color that you chose next to each selection so you don't get confused. The letters over here representing the color can sometimes be 2, 1, or it can be the whole word written out, depends on the person writing the instructions. And it can also be random letters, like say for instance T, J, R for the colors. You know, it just depends on the designer. As long as you can keep track of which letter means which color, you'll be fine. These are hardly ever represented, I don't think I've ever seen them represented as numbers, because that would be too confusing. Okay, so let's get started. Each row has an arrow indicating which direction on the graph you will be working. So for instance, for row 1, they want you to work to the left. So that would be to the left. Row 2, they want you to work to the right. And so on, the whole way until the next corner. Not all written instructions have the arrows, but they're nice to have to keep you on track so you always remember which direction you're working in. So when it says RS in brackets or WS in brackets, what that means is row 1 is showing the right side of your work, row 2 would show the wrong side. So it's just indicating that you flipped your work over. Now I've made a swatch of the first 7 rows, because I thought it would be easier to indicate on the swatch so you could see where we were going with our instructions. So let's take a look at row 1. 1 PU, which we know is purple, 1 purple block. This is row 1. And in parentheses at the end is the total number of blocks. And this will increase 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all the way to the corner as you're going up. That number will increase. Let's take a look at row 2. Row 2 would be the wrong side, so we would be working this direction to the right, and row 2 is 2 purple blocks for a total of 2 blocks. 1, 2. You flip your work again. Row 3, working to the left, would be 1 purple, 1 peach, 1 purple for a total of 1, 2, 3 blocks. Let's try row 4. So row 4, you'd be working to the right, 1 purple, 2 peach, 1 purple for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Row 5, 1 purple, 1 peach, 1 green, 1 peach, 1 purple for a total of 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would continue in this manner the whole way until it tells you to mark your corner. Now here's where a rectangle is different from the square. The square, you're going to have your corners on the exact same row. But with a rectangle, it's going to be different. Your first corner would be in row 7. Your second corner is going to be on row 9 in this example. So how we would handle this is at the end of row 7, your last purple block, or whatever block is in the end of row 7, is at the end of that row, you would mark your corner here. So this means that you would no longer increase on this side. You're going to decrease, which means your line is going to come out this way. No blocks are going to go any higher than this point, because your rectangle is going to go this way. This side, you're going to continue to increase your chain 6 out at this edge until it tells you to mark your next corner. Also, I forgot to mention, it's a good idea to mark off each row as you complete them, so that if you have to put your project down and come back to it later, you know exactly where you are. You don't have to count any blocks or rows to find your place again. So anyway, let me hurry up and do row 8 and row 9 so I can show you what you do for your next corner. Okay, so now we're at the end of row 9. After we've marked our corner for row 7, for 8, we'd be looking at the wrong side. Here's row 7 with our stitch marker. So for row 8, we would not increase because this is our corner. We know that this is the side that we do not increase on. We decrease. So 1 purple, 1 peach, 1, 2, 3 green, 1 peach, 1 purple, for a total of 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on this side, we're still increasing, still adding more. So for row 9, flip it back over. Row 9, we would start down here. So we would increase, because this is the side without the stitch marker. That's the corner. We haven't reached the corner yet on this side. So we increase to get 1 purple, 1 peach, 1, 2, 3 green, 1 peach, and 1 purple for 7 blocks. So in between your 2 corners on a rectangle pattern, the number of blocks will remain the same until you reach the next corner. So it could be 40 rows in between here, and they will all have 7 blocks, or whatever the pattern says. According to this example, it would be 7 blocks. But now it says to mark your corner here. So what's helpful is that you know you've marked your corner on this side. Your corner has to be marked on this end, not this end of the row, this end of the row. So you would take your next stitch marker and mark this block as your second corner. So we've completed these 2 rows. Now, since both of your corners are made, there will be no more increasing. You will only decrease for the remainder of the pattern. So while you're increasing, the blocks will always increase by 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, while in between the corners they will stay the same. And after your corners are complete, then the number of blocks will decrease by 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, until you reach the last corner. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the remainder of this rectangle, and we'll go over the last section of instructions. Okay, so we reached our final corner of row 15. We have our 2 corners. Let's start our decrease with row 10. So if row 10 is the wrong side, we know this is the end of row 9. We're going to decrease. We're not going to increase anymore. We're not making this any longer. We're going to decrease. And it's 1 purple, 1 peach, 2 green, 1 peach, and 1 purple. And we were already decreasing on this original side. So we don't want to go any further. We stop in line with these purple blocks. So as we're decreasing, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks total. So on the right side, so row 11 that would start up here, you would have 1 purple block, 1 peach, 1 green, 1 peach, 1 purple for 5 blocks. Row 12, 1 purple, 2 peach, 1 purple. Row 13, 1 purple, 1 peach, 1 purple for 3 blocks. And the last 2 rows, row 14, 2 purple blocks, and row 15, 1 purple block. And that's it. That's how you would read the line by line instructions for a rectangle for corner to corner. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.